The phenomenon of BLOODS leaders turning informant wasn't limited to the well-known headliners like OG Mac or 6ix9ine. The federal strategy of targeting the top and working their way down created a domino effect, causing numerous other high-ranking members and shot-callers to cooperate over the years. These cases may not have grabbed national headlines, but their impact on the streets was just as significant, further eroding the gang's structure and code of silence. One such example is the case against the Macbala family, a powerful blood set that operated throughout New York City. In a major takedown, the feds indicted dozens of members, including their leadership. Faced with long prison sentences under the RICO Act, several key figures chose to cooperate. These leaders provided testimony against their own, detailing the set's drug operations, internal politics and acts of violence, leading to a cascade of convictions that crippled the Macbalas' influence. Another case involved the G-Shine or Gangsta Killa Blood set, particularly prominent in the Bronx. Federal prosecutors targeted their leadership for their role in narcotics trafficking and brutal violence. Again, confronted with overwhelming evidence and the threat of life sentences, influential members flipped. Their cooperation gave law enforcement a detailed picture of G-Shine's operations, allowing them to systematically dismantle the set's hierarchy and disrupt their criminal activities on a massive scale. This pattern repeated itself across various sets and boroughs, whether it was the Valentine Bloods, the Sex Money Murder Crew after Red Rum's fall, or smaller localized sets. The story was often the same. An influential member, a big homie or a shot caller, would get caught in a federal indictment. The U.S. Attorney's Office would then present them with a binary choice: loyalty that leads to a life in a cage, or betrayal that leads to a chance at freedom. The cumulative effect of these lesser-known cooperators was profound. Each informant created more distrust. Gang members started looking at their own leaders with suspicion. How could you trust the orders of a five-star general when so many others with that rank had already turned? It made communication difficult and planning criminal conspiracies risky. The feds weren't just locking people up, they were psychologically dismantling the organization from the inside out. These informants provided invaluable intelligence that went beyond their immediate cases. They helped law enforcement understand the evolving structure of the UBN, identify new leaders, and decipher codes and slang. Each cooperator was a key that unlocked another door for the FBI, DEA, and NYPD. It was a slow, methodical bleed that weakened the entire organization, making it more fragmented and vulnerable than ever before. The government's success in turning these leaders also served as a powerful recruiting tool for future informants. When a newly arrested member saw that his own OG had already cooperated in a previous case, the taboo of snitching seemed less absolute. It created a precedent. If the leaders who demanded loyalty couldn't uphold it themselves, why should a lower-level member throw his life away for the code? This created a vicious cycle for the Bloods. Violence and criminal activity led to federal attention. Federal indictments led to leaders cooperating. Cooperating leaders led to more convictions and a breakdown of trust. This breakdown led to internal conflicts and instability, which in turn often led to more violence, starting the cycle all over again. The streets were caught in a feedback loop of betrayal and incarceration. So while the big names draw the most attention, it's the collective weight of all these fallen leaders, both famous and obscure, that tells the full story. They represent the systemic dismantling of the United Blood Nation in New York. Each one was a crack in the foundation, and together, they contributed to a structural failure that left the gang permanently fractured and wary, forever looking over its shoulder for the next betrayal from within.